It's time for another episode of Hops and Hedges, where we talk about beer, landscaping, and everything in between. Season 1 is proudly sponsored by ext.tech, helping you grow and revolutionize your landscaping business. Now crack open a cold one, and let's dig in. There we go, and we are on. With me today is Mike Norris from London, Ontario. You are the founder of Designated Drinks. Mike, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm so good. I'm so glad that you agreed to come on the show. We've had a couple of guests actually mention you and your business and your level of customer service and your awesome prompt delivery, which I can now vouch for. So I'm really happy to have you on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
So for people who aren't familiar with you or Designated Drinks, what is it and what is your company? What do you offer?
So we run a non-alcoholic beer store. That's the best way I can explain it. That explanation kind of explains everything. So we sell non-alcoholic beer primarily. That's sort of the bulk of our business. Beside that, we sell non-alcoholic cocktails and mocktails and a little bit of wine. Not a heck of a lot of wine, but we mostly focus on beer. Beer takes up about 80% of the market. So that's what we're focusing on.
Awesome. And I've seen a few pictures online. You have quite the substantial warehouse situation.
So the best part about the business is we started from nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like we started in the garage, in the living room, and we got a 6x10 like little storage area, and that was gonna be it. When we moved in there, we're like, we've made it, we're good.
Yeah.
And in the past 2 years since the business has started, we've expanded 8 times. So
wow.
Yeah. And incrementally, you know, like we're not in this massive Amazon style warehouse, but
yeah,
from a small business to keep growing, it's quite flattering. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, man, I just think it is so cool that you've done this. So I mean, you yourself, was it 4 or 5 years ago you said that you made the switch over to non-alcoholic beer?
Yeah, it was 5.5 years ago. I was drinking too much and I was starting to feel kind of crappy and the hangovers were catching up to me and I needed a change. I needed a change for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
My health, my mental health, my marriage, my family, like I have 2 daughters. And so like all of it was sort of this sweeping change that I had to make.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, 5.5 years later, and it's amazing because when part of the business and I didn't realize part of the business would be kind of talking about my journey and talking about how I got here and all this stuff. But I also spend a lot of time talking with customers and talking with people and how do you do it? What's what are the not the steps, but like what's the process of quitting drinking? And so that I think my story helps people, you know, if they want to cut down, because I'm like a spokesperson. I'm the founder, and also like, you know, I'm alcohol free. So
yeah, which is just awesome. That's a huge step. I know that there's a lot of people who, you know, it's not easy to try and to fall back or fall off the wagon again, or whatever that phrase is.
Yeah.
Right. But I loved reading on your on the About Us page, right on your website, talking about how you realized that it wasn't necessarily the feeling of alcohol that people or that you yourself was missing, but it was the taste and it was the, you know, the trying new beers. And there's this whole kind of atmosphere and lifestyle that surrounds beer.
For sure. And I think you and I both grew up in the craft beer boom, right? Like we experienced that whole sweeping change. And that was something I missed. I mean, don't get me wrong. I used to like drinking Budweiser or Molson Canadian, just sort of regular generic beers, but I'd always grab a few cans of craft,
Yeah.
right? Like to mix in. And when I quit, I just drank pop and coffee and stuff like that. And then I found a craft non-alc, and I believe it was Partake, right? And I I brought it home and I had it. I'm like, oh man, this is just amazing. Like this is
Yeah.
a game changer. Now, one of the things with non-alc is you have to almost be ready for it, right? Like it is a bit of a journey, and like my journey was I didn't touch any non-alc for a few years after I quit. You know, like I wasn't ready. I wasn't like
Yeah.
I wasn't kind of in the mindset. But then of course then I found a brand called Sober Carpenter. Same
Hmm.
idea. It was like authentic craft beer, and it tasted like beer, and it looked like beer, and it was kind of branded cool,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff, right? And so um, I quickly realized that there is and don't get me wrong, Heather, it's a niche market,
Yeah.
but there's certainly a market there, and the more we started exploring kind of the smaller brands outside of Loblaws and Metro and stuff,
Hmm.
there's been so many, you know, and what
Wow.
we did was we tried to join them all into one easy, fun website that you can kind of grab them all. So
Yeah. That's so cool. And
that,
it's like your own personal journey led you to start the business. So it wasn't
yes,
about, you didn't set out to start a business. You set out to give up alcohol. And
yes,
through
yes,
that came your business.
yeah. And it's funny, we were sitting at Christmas dinner, and my wife and I we had experience in e-commerce, right? We had experience in business. But we were sitting at Christmas dinner, and my wife's, how do you say it? My wife's mom's husband, so I guess
Yep.
stepdad. Yeah, my wife's stepdad men mentioned like, oh, we tried to find you some non-alc beer, but we couldn't get any. They were all sold out. We don't know what to do. And he's like, you should open a business stocking this stuff and selling it. And we chatted over Christmas dinner about it.
Yeah.
And within about a month, you know, the business was born, and it was up and running, and yeah, the rest is sort of history. And truly, we didn't start it. We started it almost as an experiment, because like I assumed the customers we'd be searching for were kind of like me, where alcohol free, don't drink, whatever. But in fact, and we quickly learned that a majority, a vast majority, we're talking like almost 90% of the people that drink non-alc also drink regular beer and
Right.
drink regular wine and drink regular coolers and
Huh.
vodka and spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
And so then of course the business starts to grow because you appeal to the masses, right? So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it truly was started out of necessity and out of my kind of quest and my journey. But more importantly, it was started just in a conversation over Christmas dinner. And
That's so cool.
yeah,
I mean, it's definitely something that I find it's almost a repeating theme, even with landscaping, because a lot of the people, not just on my podcast, but a lot of people in landscaping, they didn't wake up one day and say, I'm going to start a business, or
right.
have this big thing. It's like, I got bills to pay. I guess I could cut some grass for a summer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or to get through
yeah,
university or whatever. And turns out
yeah,
they love working outside and things grow from there. So it's just interesting how I think generally in life we don't always know what's coming up next, but things have a way of kind of connecting the dots without us realizing. You
yeah.
know,
No,
we take a
100%.
second to look back and it's like, oh, all those dots do connect to each other. I thought it was
Great.
just random. So
Yeah, yeah.
very cool.
And so I was able to leave my 9 to 5. I had a career, and I was able to leave that and truly go 100%
All in.
entrepreneur.
Man, that's
Which,
cool.
yeah, Yeah. And that whole thing takes a lot of strength and trust and all of that stuff. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
yeah, as you well
So
know.
you left your 9 to 5 willingly,
Yes.
right? So that almost takes more guts compared to my story where I was just like that let go during COVID where nobody's hiring. It's like, oh, well, shit. I still have bills
Yeah.
to pay and nobody's hiring. Guess I'm starting my own business. Like it was kind of
Yeah.
a kick in the ass from the universe, right?
For
So,
sure. For sure.
but
Yeah.
that's just so cool that you were able to leave your 9 to 5 and now you're all in.
Yeah. And my my resignation letter was on in my inbox for about a year, like
Wow.
it was like it was a government pensionable, like
Yep.
it's what so many people dream of. And yeah.
Wow. Man, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I know that I probably lots of people who are listening to this podcast right now want to know, what are you drinking?
Okay. So I do get samples. I get lots of samples. I get a lot of try this. I get a lot of you know, what is it, free sample. But I guess to answer your question, I like can I say two?
Of course you can. You have a
Okay.
whole warehouse of beer. I'd love to know
I
like
do.
your favorites.
I do. So my
Oh, so now I'm putting you on the spot. Is that what's happening? Is you
well,
can't pick a favorite
yeah,
over other ones? It's kind of hard.
through, I'm going through my head who's going to pay me the most to say their brand, right?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. Okay, well
Yeah.
then just tell me then, not the rest of the internet. Just tell
Yeah,
me what
okay.
your personal favorite is.
So I like Harmon's Jack Pine. It's a green
Okay?
can. Yeah. I like one for the road. Proceed with caution. It's like a tall uh, gold can, and I like Sober Carpenter IPA. Just the generic, the grocery store one.
Right.
And again, it goes back to the fact that I have to buy them. I have to pay for them.
Yeah.
So they're all kind of middle of the road, not too expensive.
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's
those
funny
three.
because I loved on your on the pre-interview questionnaire when I asked you, what's your favorite one? And you're like, your favorite one is a dented one that you can't sell,
True. True.
right? Because then
Yes.
it's free, kind of.
True. Yes. Yeah. Like I mouth off a little bit to the breweries about that, but yeah, they're tough to sell.
You're
And
right.
and I did a little thing last summer about the mystery beer, right?
Yep.
So occasionally, I bet you one in one in 5,000 cans don't have a label. It's pretty
Huh.
fun. And so every so often one arrives it's truly unidentifiable, right? Like it's just a silver bullet,
Just a
no
can. Yep.
label, nothing. Yeah. And we kind of play a game because I'm pretty good at identifying them, like we
Yeah.
play a little like little
Russian roulette with
Russian roulette, find the flavor. Yeah.
that's
Um,
fun.
yeah, and that's but yeah, we have to pay for them. That's
Yep.
like yeah.
Yep. That's the thing with inventory-based businesses, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's funny. I almost wonder if you could have like a dented mixed, what is it called? You have the mixed packs. So you could have like
Yeah.
a dented mixed pack,
Oh,
right? And it's
yeah.
like, I'm sure people would scoop them up.
People would like any
But
type
then you
of
can't,
gimmick.
then you don't have any to drink though, right?
Well, yeah, I'd be drinking water again, drinking coffee and pop, and that's sort
Ugh.
of yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's so easy for me to reach for beer in the evening. Number one, because I'm in landscaping. So I'm
Yeah.
outside. I'm not going to the gym. I'm going to work, and people pay me to go to the gym pretty much.
Yeah.
So I want like a cold beer, and I don't want anything sugary, and everything has sugar in it, right? So
Yeah.
it's like alcohol or sugar, and before bed, I don't want sugar. So it ends up being alcohol.
Yeah.
So I am definitely on the search for a non-alc IPA. That's my
Very cool.
that's my goal. So
And
speaking of, so
yeah.
what I'm drinking today, I have an empty glass because I actually ordered the IPA mix pack from
Oh,
Designated
cool.
Drinks.
Oh, nice.
And I am
Excellent.
so excited to open it. I thought it would arrive like yesterday, and it
Yeah.
arrived the day after I ordered it. Like, you guys are so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
something that we pride ourselves with. Oh, that's super cool.
I thought this would be cool.
Yeah. I know. I hope it's the right order. I hope it's your
Oh,
order.
wouldn't that be funny? Well,
Yeah,
my
it's
name
all
is
like,
on the front, so I think
okay.
it's that. And the gentleman who delivered it, he was very nice. An
Oh,
older
really?
gentleman. He was
Oh,
great. And he was like, "Oh, are you
that's
Heather?" I was like,
yeah,
"Yes,
that's Delivery Ed.
Delivery
Yeah,
Ed."
that's my dad.
Okay,
Yes.
I was wondering if he was. Well, shout out to
Yes.
Delivery Ed because he was wonderful. And
Yeah.
I thought maybe he was almost a little surprised that it was me that ordered him because I came to the door and I'm wearing my pajamas and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." He's like, "You're Heather?" I'm like, "Yes."
Very cool.
So, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start, but this looks like the right thing.
Yeah,
This
well,
is
I think we
awesome.
nailed it. I
Yeah.
think we nailed it.
So, we are definitely going to run out of time for me to try all of these today, but I'm excited to try them all. But what was the one you said it was the Sober
Yeah, you got
Carpenter,
it right
right?
there.
There
That's
you
the
go.
one.
Green can,
Yeah.
Sober Carpenter,
The,
IPA. That's what's
the,
happening today.
the Sober Carpenter IPA. Yeah. Yeah. What else is
Nice.
in there?
Oh man.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so then the
So,
Sober Carpenter Organic Session IPA.
yeah, that's a close second. I don't want to plug Sober Carpenter too much, but again, I'm a tall boy guy, right? So I
Yeah.
like the big I want like a pint, I want a
Yeah.
beer.
Well, it's so funny because that's like me too. Like one of my favorite IPAs is the Sunburst here in London, and they do not make it in a tall boy.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want a baby cup of beer. I want a
Yeah,
beer. You
I
know?
know. I hear you.
That's awesome. Okay, what
That,
else have
that,
we got in here?
so
Uh,
that
this
BSA.
one. What is it?
It's
BSA?
yeah.
BS. Where does it say BSA? I got to talk to these people's marketing department because it doesn't
No
say
kidding, right?
BSA anyway. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm glad you know. I'm glad we're doing this together because I would have been like, Smooth IPA, that's not a business.
Yeah.
Like
So
nowhere on here does it say anything.
so the company's name is Beer Sans
Oh,
Alcool.
Quebec. I see it. There
Yeah.
it is.
There, BSA.
BSA.
So
Okay.
BSA.
Smooth IPA.
You'll
Very
love it.
cool.
You'll love it.
That's a good one. Okay,
It's
maybe we'll do
important
that
not to
one.
judge a book by its cover. The contents are fabulous in there.
I gotta say though, that this is like a sage, like a sagey green, which is one of my favorites.
Hmm.
I love green anything, but I really like that one. Oh no, athletic. There's nothing athletic about me.
Oh,
But hopefully,
you can
maybe if I
pretend.
drink it, I
Yeah.
can pretend.
It,
I can
maybe
pretend to be athletic.
it's a can full of superpowers. Who knows?
Hmm. It's like Popeye. I drank this and I
Uh-huh.
suddenly want to run a marathon.
Yeah,
Athletic
so
Brewing. Okay.
yeah, Athletic is the only American company that we carry, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and we wanted to be truly Canadian, for so many reasons, Heather, like
Yeah.
for a myriad of reasons. But we I found their branding super cool,
Yeah.
and for a while we were the only company in Canada that would sell it and
Nice.
had access to it.
Yeah.
It's since grown and blown up and all
Hmm.
that cool American stuff, but they just make great beer.
Right.
Um,
And you
yeah,
can't be, I mean, it's kudos to you, big gold star for wanting to be all Canadian, but
yeah,
we're also human. We're also, and the fact that that you're bringing it here and making it available for people to try, I think that's pretty awesome.
yeah.
So,
So
okay,
that's
now
from the
what is
West
going on
Coast.
here?
Okay, Chris.
Phillips
Yeah,
Iota.
yeah. So
That's a cool can.
that's from Victoria, British Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah,
We went on an RV trip out to Salmon Arm, BC, or Salmon Arms, or I don't know. Every time I say Salmon Arms, though, I imagine a salmon with arms. It's very
yeah,
disturbing. But they've got a cidery out there. I think it's called Northyards, and they don't ship interprovincially.
yeah. And so that one of the things that we can do is we can ship it everywhere. right?
Yeah,
Because it doesn't fall under the alcohol legislations. You
right.
can't. Yeah. So like for example, today we went to Nova Scotia, Calgary, British Columbia, and then of course Ontario.
Man, that's cool.
And then yeah, so we're all over Canada every day.
Yeah. And so how
And
about you personally? Have you like traveled across Canada to visit some of these breweries?
no, but I should. I
Okay, so this
should.
is a shout out to anybody who's listening right now who wants your non-alcoholic beer being sold by Mike at Designated Drinks. Call him up. He's ready to go out to the Yukon or an Alaskan cruise
That's
or
right.
I don't know, where else do you want to go?
We did we shipped some to the Arctic Circle two
Oh,
summers
that's
ago.
cool.
Uh-huh. And yeah, so
We have to call them up and be like, I'm just checking in, wondering if maybe I should come out there, make sure everything was okay. And oh, that's
yeah.
funny. Oh, I
So
like the name of this one. Oh,
I'm
you've
gonna
got
have
one.
I'm gonna have this one right now.
Oh
It's a
my gosh,
perf
is that in here?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, somebody knows. Somebody knows what's in here.
Yeah. Well, she's making sure I don't say anything dumb.
Oh, that's a good wife right there. Does your wife
Yeah.
want to come over and say hi, or is she shy?
Um, I don't know. She's probably gonna go do her makeup, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
That's so, and that one's called
Yeah, it's called
IPYay, IPA. Oh my gosh,
IP
that's cool.
IPA. It's Perth Brewery in Perth, Ontario, just
Oh,
outside
nice.
of Ottawa. Um, yeah, they just introduced this one, I don't know, right around Christmas time
Okay.
of this year. So
I'll add that one to my list.
yeah,
IPYay by Perth.
IPA.
And it's
Um,
funny that the marketing, like the can art, for some reason just reminded me of the Blazing Saddles movie.
yes, nice.
Oh dear. Yeah, so there's what I can't believe how many beer is in this thing. This is
Yeah,
great. Um, Free Spirit.
free
Free
spirit.
Spirit
Yeah.
Brewing Company. Where's that out of?
Toronto.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Toronto company.
See, Free Spirit I could be. A lot more than
Yes.
athletic, even though there's some
Yeah.
mountains and somebody hiking here, but it looks less intimidating. Okay, well, there's so many in here. I don't even know. I'm
Hmm.
probably gonna get the thing to pop up soon saying you're gonna be cut off, but I'm thirsty, so we're gonna open this one. This
Is it
BSA,
cold?
right?
So I
It's
have
cool.
I should have put a warning label on that box, and
Okay.
I should I have a rule like it's one thing to have to drink non-alc, but warm non-alc, I don't know.
Is just
I don't
wrong.
know. I don't. Yeah, like this one here that I cracked open, it's almost too cold to touch. So
Okay. Like
yeah, like
cold.
you got to cool this stuff down. But you're brave. We're
Yeah.
live.
I also have really sensitive teeth.
Oh, okay.
So I'm scared of two things in life. That's it. Spiders and the dentist.
Oh, okay.
And I work in the garden. So when I see
Yeah.
spiders, it can be a problem sometimes. But I
Delivery Ed,
think,
Delivery Man Ed is a retired dentist. So that maybe that's why you
oh
had like you
no.
had your spidey senses kind of flaring, a little bit worried.
Ooh, that is nice. Well, cheers to you, Mike.
Yeah. Cheers, Heather.
How cool is this? Mm-hmm.
Is it cold?
I'm not sure. I haven't got through the head yet.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's fun.
Hmm.
Wow. Yep. 2 thumbs up.
It's good, eh? Yeah.
That is pretty good. Um, oh man, there's like so many questions I want to ask. So you haven't traveled to any
No.
breweries or anywhere yet?
Yes.
Yet.
So,
Okay.
Grant, like Steve from Harmon's, I talk to quite often. Jeremy at Perth, we check in with one another. It's more phone calls, texts, that type of stuff.
Yep.
Graham from One for the Road Brewing in Calgary, he came down to meet me in October. So people come to me, you know. I'm a
Awesome.
homebody. I'm a
Yeah.
homebody. Yeah. But
Very
no,
cool.
we haven't gone. No. No.
Okay.
Do you
Not
want to come
yet.
down? Not yet. I know it's on the bucket list, and
That's the key. Not yet.
yes. And like the Toronto ones, I guess. I've stopped in at a bunch of the Toronto ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're close, right?
Yep.
But yeah, no. And I thought to myself last summer, oddly enough, it's funny you mentioned that because last summer I thought, wouldn't it be cool? Because you know how you're always looking for content, right? You're always for marketing.
Yeah.
I thought, wouldn't it be great to do a summer like trip and hit all these places? But
Yeah.
with the two kids and children don't really think talking about non-alcoholic beer and going to breweries is cool. You
Right.
know, they are. I know children are easily entertained, but sitting in a
But not
brewery,
that.
no,
No.
no.
There's only so many nachos they could have to
Yeah,
be, you know,
yeah, or
happy.
cornhole games or
Yeah.
whatever the breweries are doing.
Oh, geez. It's funny because they've got a I was just thinking about what is it called? The beer garden at Kellogg's.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think, so I'm not sure if it's them or if it's the place upstairs, but one of them has a non-alc on tap.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Now that I'm saying it, it's like, oh, maybe that wasn't the place. But if it's not the place, then this is their invitation for them that they should have a non-alcoholic beer on tap because that would be cool.
Very cool. Yes. Bellwoods in Toronto. They reached out last week, and they have kegs of non-alc for us, and so
Oh, nice.
we're gonna hopefully expand into draft beer distribution, right? Just for the customer, and we'll see where it goes. But
Yeah.
we get a lot of questions about that, about
Yep.
kegs, because like there is something special about draft beer, as you well know, right?
Yeah.
Like it's unique. It's kind of like a bit of a ritual, you know. So
Yep.
as our business has grown, that's something that's always been in the back of my mind, and it sounds like more and more of the breweries are starting to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a risk with re-fermentation. That's why it's not super common.
Okay.
Um, if beer or any type of yeast gets pulled back into the keg, it can ferment, and it
Hmm.
won't ferment to like high volume alcohol, but it'll bump itself up to 1.5, 2%.
Right. And when
So
somebody's expecting zero or close to, that's enough to,
yeah,
right?
that's
Hmm.
right. Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but that makes sense.
yeah. And
So,
so obviously in the can, it's safe, right? Like
right.
you can do anything you want with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Um, so you've got the warehouse, you've got
but
all that stuff, and you've also admitted on your questionnaire that you have the worst grass on the street.
I do. I do. It's Heather, it's terrible. It's like it's shameful. And we when we lived in Byron, which is a suburb of London,
Yep.
we lived on a street with a bunch of old retired people, and our grass was really good just because we were sort of um the old people would look at us strange if we didn't take care of it.
Right.
Now, we moved about 5 years ago, and the neighborhood we live in here, it's sort of young people that don't really have time,
Yep.
right? They don't have time to meticulously maintain the yards. And so our grass I'm telling you, it's really green, but there's no grass. It's
Okay.
crazy. It's like it's almost a thing of beauty because it's so awful.
Right.
You
That's funny.
know? Um,
Thing of beauty because it's so awful. I like
yeah,
that. So is
yeah.
it like clover or is it like
It's
violets or it's just a little bit of everything except grass?
it's a lot of clover, a lot of creeping Charlie. For whatever reason, I was looking at it today, and we have like tons of dandelions. And I think the snow just melted, what, 2 weeks ago? And so
Yep.
the dandelions are going.
Awesome.
Yeah, like it's awful. And then there's this like film of it's this film of moss in certain areas, but
Okay.
again, 12 months a year it's green,
Right.
which is yeah,
Yep. And you mow it and from the street it looks like grass.
it does. It
Yep.
does.
So I always tell people because we also have a pretty bad lawn. I'm a garden person, and the way that I solve a bad lawn problem is I turn it into a garden. So if you want a meticulous grass lawn, I'm not the person to talk to about that. But for like the moss and the stuff like that, I just tell people, "Oh, I have a biodiverse lawn."
Yes, for
Right?
sure. Yeah.
It doesn't matter that I didn't do it on purpose,
Yes, I know.
right?
My
And then
my
just
it was so bad 2 years ago that my one friend actually drove by, and for whatever reason I was in the garage and I looked out, and my one friend drove by and took a picture of it and sent it to like the group.
oh
That's
geez.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen this? I think it's in, I don't know, Arizona or somewhere south that's hot. And there's a company, might even be California actually. There's a company that goes around and will spray paint your front lawn green for you.
I've seen that.
That's their whole
Yes.
business is
Yes.
spray painting grass.
It's funny how you grow up, but in my late 20s, we built a artificial putting green at my house 2 ago or whatever. So
Yep.
like I was once into landscaping. I think I just got my fix, and we had like so I had the fake grass in the kind of mid to late 2000s.
Yep.
And it served a purpose and it looked cool. But again, you kind of grow out of these projects and children and
Oh yeah.
obviously obviously business kind of
Yep.
takes priority. So
Yes, it does.
yeah,
I often say a lot of us too, who are landscapers, our gardens and our grass is not anything to brag about, right?
right. It's like a mechanic's car, right? Mechanics always have like really crappy cars because yeah.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. So we've got about 5 or so minutes left. Something else that I always like to ask people that come on the podcast is either books that you're reading or a book that you have read that either helped you in personal or professional development. Is there a book
Oh
or an
man.
author that you can think was like, man, I got a lot out of that?
So I have can I talk about a podcast?
Yeah.
Because I don't read I don't read fiction
Yep.
or so
Nonfiction.
sorry, nonfiction. I don't read nonfiction.
Yep.
I get most of my knowledge from Lex Friedman, his podcast.
And sorry, you broke up there. What was the name?
Lex Friedman.
Lux.
Lex Lex
Lex
Fri yeah Friedman.
Friedman. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's where I get my education from.
Yep.
And yeah, like my wife, she's a book reader, but I don't. It's not my thing. I play
Not no
music.
judging.
That's what.
No
Yeah.
judging. You play
I'm
music or
looking.
you listen to music?
I play music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, play guitar, which is cool.
Very cool. I've always wanted to learn how to play bass. I just think
Oh,
that'd be so awesome.
yes.
But it's like on the list of one day, one
Yeah.
day, right? So yeah, I'm a bit of a I don't know if bibliophile is the word. But yeah, I'm a bit of a book collector, avid reader, usually nonfiction. So I just like asking people kind of what they read or where they're getting stuff. So, and I actually
Yeah.
hadn't heard of Lex Friedman before, or at least I don't think. Maybe I'll recognize it when I look it up. But what sort of
Yeah.
podcast is it?
Well, he's a MIT engineer, so he's a pretty analytical dude, right? Like he's a really, really smart guy. And
Yep.
so that's sort of the flavor. Now it's he like any podcast, you watch it for the guests, right?
Yeah.
Um but he has really cool guests on and all sorts of interesting topics, and it's sort of a little something for everybody, and it's a nice, enjoyable,
Mm-hmm.
educational listen. And so I find that's what stimulates my mind.
Yep.
You know,
Nice.
yeah,
I know I really like every once in a while I'll see something. Usually it's on TV. I have seen him as a guest on podcast, but Neil deGrasse Tyson, I
yeah,
always say his name wrong, but
yeah,
he's somebody else who he just makes science so cool.
yeah.
Like even for
Start,
adults,
yeah,
like he can get adults excited like children about
yeah.
science.
Star Talk.
Yeah,
I watch Star Talk. Yes,
Star Talk,
that's
yep.
very
Or
cool.
I grew up with Bill Nye,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So like yeah, him and Neil deGrasse Tyson are just yeah, I'm fans. So
Me too. Me too.
um sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh,
I
it's
was reading
go
and
ahead.
watching the time at the same time. That's what the ADHD looks like. Two screens going at once. Like, where am I looking? What's my name again? What am I doing?
Well,
So
I'm surprised it's been 37 minutes and I haven't moved or got up or ran around, because I suffer from the same type of ADD that you do. You know,
excellent.
like yes.
Perfect.
So
We have
it's
something else
taking
in common.
that's right. It's taking all my my mental power to sit here, and if you notice, I'm starting to fidget on screen.
Yeah.
That's just yeah.
Is that I was wondering maybe we need seat belts, that'll hold us into our office chair when we have work to do. Could you
Yes,
imagine? Or
yes,
it's your wife on the other side of the screen that we can't see and she's watching you like this. Don't move. Don't get
yeah,
up. Don't get up. You're doing great.
yeah.
You're almost done.
Oh, you're almost through it.
You're
Yeah,
almost through it. Okay. Well, I think we'll end it there so that we
cool,
we both can take the seatbelt off and go for a little walk. But
perfect.
Mike, it's been awesome talking beer with you. I'm really excited to get into this box and see what else. Maybe find a
Yeah.
new favorite beer in here.
Yeah, that's so cool that you're able to get that and
Yep.
open it on the show. That's amazing.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
thanks again, and I'm sure I'll see you around. Maybe we'll have you back again for a Mike part two.
perfect. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks, Mike. I'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye. That concludes this week's episode, hosted by me, Heather Gerard at My Landscape Artist. Now, before you go, here's some info about our sponsor, ext.tech. In today's fast-paced world, your landscaping business needs modern solutions to keep up with the change. That's where EXT comes in. EXT is revolutionizing the way you manage projects and streamlines your landscaping, snow removal, and construction operations. Instead of juggling 5 different software packages, endless spreadsheets, losing track of leads, and missing out on potential sales, you could be leveraging AI job routing, client management, and financial insights with a modern mobile app that employees love to use. With EXT's flat rate pricing, you'll never be caught off guard. If you're ready to revolutionize and grow your landscaping business, visit ext.tech today to learn more. And for additional savings, use the code HOPS10 at checkout, or just tell them that Heather sent you. See you next week for another episode of Hops and Hedges.